Today we're going to be talking about why I have not been buying generic silver rounds in 2021, but for these Prospector Series, I was willing to make an exception. Stick around. What's going on, guys? It is Silver Forever back with another unboxing, and today we are going to be checking out the Prospector Sheriff rounds that came courtesy of Provident Metals. So let's go ahead and crack into it. You know, I was really excited about this unboxing. I got a killer deal. Oh, that sweet, shiny silver. What do we have in here? What? A tube? Provident Metals. Thank you very much. First order from them, hooking it up with the CoinSafe tube. This will be nice. I can put more generics in here. This order was my first from Provident Metals, owned by JM Bullion. Silver Game of Thrones actually clued me into this deal. At the time, I paid just over $3.50 premium for these rounds, and at the same point that I was scooping these for less than $30, they were selling on eBay for about $40. So seemed like a great deal, kind of a fire sale coming out of Provident Metals, and we're gonna bust into this thing. A little bit loose on the packaging here. Maybe could have used an extra packing peanut. Let's see how they look. So what do you think of these Prospector Sheriff rounds? We have the reeded edges here. So going ahead and checking out the reverse on this round. On the top we have 1 troy ounce. 3 nines fine silver. We see a saloon and a hotel, kind of a Wild West scene on the back. And like US Mint coinage, this generic round flips over the top as opposed to maintaining its orientation flipping horizontally. And we will throw one of these on here. Comes out to just over a troy ounce, which is what we want. Ooh, a little bit heavy on this one, no complaints. If it's a little over, I'm not complaining. If it's a little under, then we have a problem. That to me looks like a fairly nasty scratch. I will say that these rounds seem kind of cheap. If you compare them to one another, they look fairly non-uniform. I'm not too big into generic silver rounds. I know a lot of people who are stacking look to always get the lowest premium, to always get the cheapest silver possible because they're just thinking about the metal and the metal alone. But I would recommend finding a good balance of bullion coins minted by a sovereign government, potentially even dipping your toes into that numismatic water. But in this case, I was willing to make an exception. These Prospector Sheriff rounds seem to have some collector value, and it certainly seems that way if you look at the sold listings on eBay. People were selling these for about $40, even when the spot price of silver was below $30. So in general, this seemed like a good buy when you're getting a brand new generic round, and it was an especially good buy as it was the very first one that I had seen drop below the $30 mark. It came in at just around 13-14% premium, and if any of you have been stacking within the last year, you'll know that it was a good find at the time. So buying generic rounds can be an iffy proposition unless it's a really strong seller's market. A typical LCS or bullion dealer will not pay you above spot for a generic round. So generally the generic round game is to buy as low of a premium as you can. Of course, over the last year, premiums have been high on everything, including generic rounds. And so if you can get a government minted coin for an extra $1 premium, I think that that's generally a safe bet, generally a good idea. But in this case, I was comfortable buying generic rounds because these Sheriff rounds came in at a low premium and also have the potential for being sold at a higher buyback price than something like this generic round, which I'm sure many of you have examples of the buffalo and Indian head. I actually have several different versions of this one. This is a very common generic silver round to find at the LCS, and also a very common round to receive when ordering assorted random rounds online. This is probably one of the first and last times that I will be talking about a new unboxed generic round, because at Silver Forever we have a lot of preferences and generic rounds are typically not one of them. Who knows? That is subject to change. If the difference between the premiums required to purchase a generic physical round are sufficiently different from a government coin, then I'm open to changing my mind. In this case, the Prospector Sheriff round was a good buy, and again, shout out to Silver Game of Thrones for hooking us up with these deals, and just another reason why I really love the YouTube Silver community.
Folks, I got good news and bad news. The good news is Silver Forever is absolutely blowing up. And while that's great news, it is bad if you want to be one of the first 500. This is a very limited time offer. I can't even promise by the time I'm done with this video that there will still be any spots available. But if you want to be one of the first 500 subscribers of this new, latest and greatest Silver YouTube channel, then you have to hit that subscribe button right now.
And then the price of silver dropped.